Hello guys, this is the episode 2 of our scroll bar series. So, I told you that I'll make the positions, the main sprite not go from the edge and make the scroll work. And remember that this is the last episode. Okay, now load up your Scratch projects from your site. Then you gotta first do is make a variable and call it scroll and click OK. I already made it, so I'm gonna click cancel. You need to click this. After you click that, make sure you click on this for all sprites. Then click OK. So there is our sprite. And check it so it shows on our stage. So now I just changed these things. One green flag clicked. For the main sprite, one green flag clicked. Go to front layer. Add that code. Go to front layer and the main sprite. After that, make it go to a position. For my position, suppose mine is 210 y 19. I'm gonna put that block. And you gotta go to the variables categories and get this set block. And set it to scroll. Set scroll and go to the motion categories and go down. And get this y position block. Set scroll to y position. And add that block over. So, after that, you gotta take a forever loop. Like this. And you gotta take an if check block. And we already done this on the episode 1, I think. If mouse down. And we added another if check that contains another. But you need to change something from here. If in the mouse down sprite, I'm gonna add is if touching. Go to the operators category and get this OR block and put it here. And go to the sensing categories and get this touching mouse pointer block. So this code is like this. If our mouse is down and also touching this main sprite. Okay, after that, you gotta go to the operators categories and get this greater than block and make it to 75. So, if touching mouse pointer or 75 is bigger than distance to mouse pointer, you can go to the sensing categories and get this block from the sensing categories. Distance to mouse pointer. I think it's right here. Here it is. Okay, after you put that, you gotta take set Y to block. So if our mouse is touching the main sprite, it'll set its position to our mouse Y position foreverly, so it follows the mouse. Go to the sensing categories and get this mouse Y block. That's done. Now this is take another if check block in the if check and put it under the set Y2 block. And you gotta do is go to the sensing categories and get this touching color block. And from here, I'll describe one thing for you. I changed something for the bar sprite. Go to the bar sprite and go to the costumes. Look at this. I changed this color right here Look at that, it's all red, but from here I cannot see it because I made a little red only. This is the code. For this red, I just changed the brightness to 33. Right down here, not the sides. The sides needs to be default only, not this color. Remember that. I added a line with not because it don't needs to be the same color as this outline. Another color. And at the top also, I made it that color. That color only, the same color at the down. So after we made it like that, go to the main sprite and from here get this color that it is an orange type, the red type, not this color, that color that we done a line. Okay, this is difference 33. If it's touching the difference color, the main sprite, it'll do is we need to check something after it touches that color. If it is touching that color, it'll check something. It'll check if the Y position is 116. So, Y position equals F Y position equals 116. 116 means my sprite is here at this top layer. I mentioned that it is 116 means my sprite, this main sprite is right here. So if my main sprite is right here at the top of the bar, when it's top of the bar, but also touching the color here, it'll do is it'll set the Y position to the same, set Y to 116. That's good. When its position it's 116 when touching the color at the top, it'll set its position to the same when we release our mouse also. So now, this was the code that I done so far. So after that, you gotta take another if check block and put it under that if check block and get an equal to block, and same, you can just put the Y position block. Okay, same, make it 116. Okay, but when we do like this, now I'm going to change it to 109. That means if my sprite is down off this bar right here, also when touching this color at the top. So if it is at this side and touching this color, it'll do is it'll samely set its Y position to minus 109. So we are correcting it. Now, after that, we're gonna look at the second bar. Another if check block. But you need to check this. You need to only put this if check block under this event. Do not put in this touching color if check. Put it under, right like here. Leave this two if checks and put it. Okay, after you leave that two if checks and put it, you gotta do is go to the sensing categories and get this touching color block. So now we need to be pure white. Why we're doing this? Now I'm gonna pause from here and say you one thing. Make a new sprite, paint it, and from the costumes, make a big white thing. No outline and 0, 0, 100. this much big. Or you can make it as any big, but not too small. Okay, I'm gonna call it Saver. Okay, after you've done that, add this code to the Saver. When green flag clicked, show, go to your position. The saver needs to be at this bar and at this main sprite. The saver could not be here or here. It needs to be at the bar and at the main sprite. It needs to touch it. But make it go to the back layer. So after you've done that, go to the main sprite and make it that if touching the color, there is the saver sprite right here. But we cannot see it because every color of the stage is that color. If you need to know it, you can just go to the saver costumes and draw an outline. I'm gonna change the fill and I'm gonna just draw a line so I remember it's there. So it's there. So now I can go back to the main sprite and now I know that it is at the center or at the near to the red line. So it's right here. So I know now. Now I'm going to delete the red line from here. Okay. I'm going to go back to the main sprite. Okay. Now if it is touching the color white, it'll go to a position. So I'm going to make it that my sprite is right here. Now if it is touching this color and touching the white sprite, it is at the back. It is here. The white sprites pot is at here. So if it is touching that, it will go to a position. So the main sprite, I coded that when it's touching here, it'll go to this position. So when the green flags click, look at this, it'll go like this. When I press and get it and put it right here, it'll touch this side, and when it touches this side, it'll jump here. So it'll no longer go to this side. So that's good. Now after you make that code, we're gonna put another note. This is the last one. That's cool. Now you gotta go to the variable section and get this set scroll block. Put it here at the one thing right here at the forever loop. Change it to score and make it to Y position. After you've done that, this is the code for your main sprite. I think you've done it. This is the all code. Just get 30 blocks. That's a lot, you'll think. This block is for main sprite. So now you need to add something to the bar sprite also. Add this code to your bar sprite. When green flag clicked, go to X 254, Y3. Go to back layer, go forward one layer. Then get the saver block. And you added these. Now you gotta make another sprite. I painted another sprite to scroll. Maybe if you're making a YouTube, you can scroll the videos. I made these balls for the testing. This is a lot balls that we have the time to scroll them. So it is bigger than the screen, the stage. So after in the sprite 1 sprite, the scrolling thing, when green flag clicked, forever set Y to 0 and if Y position of main. The Y position of the main sprite contains minus. Yeah, if our Y position of the main sprite contains a minus, it'll set Y to abs of y position of mains. Abs means it'll do the opposite. Abs will just delete the minus from a variable. So, or a thing, or a sprite. So y position of main. Then if in the else, set y to join minus set y position of main. After doing that, you're done. Also, please make sure to show the sprite. Also, make sure to show the saver. Click the green flag. Start your journey. It is scrolling. When I touch, look at this. When I go to the edge, it just bounces here so we don't get off the screen. That is really good. It's scrolling. Now this scroll variable, I can just erase it from. I'm going to not tick it so it doesn't show on the stage. So like this, we have the scroll bar in Scratch. Bye guys!